I want to talk to you today about EEF's new report, A Manufacturing Future, Taxation and Competitiveness in the UK. In this report, we ask the question, is the UK's corporate tax system actually fit for purpose? Is it designed to deliver a diverse economy and support manufacturers and investments they need to be competitive?
I'm Damon de Laszlo. I'm chairman of Harwin, and I've been chairman now for 25 years. Harwin has been around for 50 years, and we're a light engineering company servicing the electronics industry, making mostly stamped, turned and molded parts for the connector side of the industry. As a concept, the company tries to be vertically integrated, so we can discuss a design problem with a customer, take it through 3D CAD systems, into tooling, into first off production, all under the same roof. This enables our design engineers to optimize the production efficiency of the product. To do that, our latest piece of equipment is a milling machine that comes from Switzerland, which we're using in a novel capacity. Normally it's used for making steel parts, and we're using it for making plastic parts, which is exceedingly complicated and difficult.
To help us understand what UK manufacturers need from the corporate tax system, we brought together a diverse group of EEF members, large and small, inward and outbound investors. This group was supported by PricewaterhouseCoopers and talked to a range of government officials and opposition party members. What this group found and what they've set out is a long-term strategy for the tax system, a series of reforms that will provide greater predictability for UK manufacturers and help them make the investments they need to be competitive in a globalized economy.
The Taxation Committee has been looking at the problem, and it's a problem shared with other manufacturers. I mean, anybody in business today in the UK is mostly an advanced engineering company, and we all depend on being able to buy the most up-to-date equipment. And the new Taxation Committee, which is now, I believe, making representation to all political parties, is absolutely vital, because the damage done to UK manufacturing by government policy over the last 5 or 6 years has been considerable. But the political temptation now to squeeze industry by removing its tax allowances will actually be the death knell of manufacturing here, unless government gets their mind around the problem.
Manufacturers tend to invest for the long run. That means they need greater predictability about their business environment and from the tax system. But what they've seen over the past decade is a series of roller coaster reforms with new proposals often rapidly reversed with no real rationale. What we've suggested is a more deliberative policy and consultation process, with manufacturers working more closely with officials so that officials can understand what manufacturers need from the tax system to be competitive. Manufacturers are more productive and competitive because they invest in modern equipment, modern machines that are based on the latest software and computer technologies. These technologies make the equipment much more expensive and force manufacturers to reinvest on shorter time frames.
Our success in the last 6 years and our ability to compete with Asia, particularly as the sterling has been so high, which has made life very, very difficult in foreign markets, has been buying the most up-to-date equipment. Roughly speaking, today, computer-controlled equipment is like any other computer. It's out of date in 3 to 4 years, and maximum 5 years. Our biggest problem is the tax system, which means that we can't depreciate machinery fast enough to keep it replaced. And the disadvantage now of the government reducing capital allowances has meant that we haven't got the cash flow to keep our equipment up to date. Now we're talking machinery that costs upwards of £250,000 a lump, and that's an awful lot of money, and we're spending nearly £1 million a year, which is 10% of our sales, on new equipment all the time.
A decade ago, a piece of machinery manufacturer would have lasted 12-15 years. Now, the new equipment has to be replaced every 3 to 5 years. What we're recommending is that the tax system reflect these realities, that manufacturers are investing more on shorter time frames. What we set out are simple, practical reforms to the capital allowances regime that modernize the tax system and make it easier for manufacturers to make the investments they need to be competitive in a globalized economy.